What if you dug a hole straight through the earth and jumped in? Would you fall endlessly, shoot out the other side, or get stuck somewhere in the middle? My name is Aaron Mitchell, and ever since I was a kid, I've been fascinated with the what-ifs of the world. One of my favorite questions to obsess over was this: what if you dug a hole straight through the earth and jumped in? I used to picture myself falling endlessly, hair flying, arms flailing, until I shot out the other side like a human cannonball. As a 10-year-old with a shovel in hand, I actually tried digging in my backyard, convinced I could reach China if I just kept going. Of course, I barely made it 2 feet before hitting rocks and giving up, but the idea stuck with me. As I got older, curiosity turned into research. I learned that if you could actually dig a tunnel straight through the planet, ignoring the lava, pressure, and the fact that no shovel on Earth could survive that heat, the physics are wild. Gravity would pull you down at first, accelerating you like a roller coaster. By the time you reached the Earth's core, you'd be flying at over 15,000 miles per hour. But here's the twist: once you passed the center, gravity would start pulling you back the other way. You wouldn't keep falling endlessly. You'd actually slow down, just like a swing set loses momentum on the way back. By the time you reached the other side of the planet, you'd be moving so slowly that you'd stop right at the surface, step out, and maybe brush the dirt off your shoulders. In theory, you'd oscillate back and forth, falling through the tunnel, reaching the far side, then being pulled back again, like a giant pendulum, until friction eventually slowed you to a stop somewhere in the middle of the Earth. Not endless falling, not a dramatic shooting exit, but a slow, steady settling into the core. When I explained this to my friends one night at a barbecue, they laughed and said I'd clearly spent too much time on the internet. Maybe they're right. But the thought stuck with me. Sometimes the questions we ask as kids are the ones that stay with us forever. Because here's the deeper truth: the hole through the earth scenario is kind of a metaphor for life. We imagine things will be endless falls or dramatic escapes, but often, we end up somewhere in the middle, balanced by forces bigger than ourselves. The journey isn't about escaping one side or reaching the other, but about what happens in between. I never dug that hole past 2 feet. But even now, at 32, I still catch myself daydreaming about what it would feel like to step into a tunnel through the planet. Maybe it's the child in me that refuses to let go of impossible questions. Or maybe it's proof that sometimes, the wildest what-ifs make life a little more magical. So no, you wouldn't fall endlessly. You wouldn't blast out the other side like a superhero. You'd swing back and forth, caught between forces, until you finally came to rest. And honestly, there's something strangely comforting about that. Full story added in below.